Hey guys, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are finally doing my July favorites. So if you are interested in that, keep watching. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. All right, let's get into it. Per usual, every single thing that I mentioned will be linked down below. I've got quite a random array, which I guess it's becoming very usual for me, but it's spanning a lot of different categories. Before I start, I have a favor to ask you. If you have any Amazon favorites that you just love, your absolute favorite Amazon products, leave them in the comments. I've been making a ton of TikTok content, which I'll actually leave my TikTok down below. And I've been doing this Amazon series of Amazon products that are actually worth your money. And I just want to know, what are the things from Amazon that I'm missing out on that I haven't tried? So pretty please leave your favorite Amazon products down below. The first thing I have to talk about, I am so ecstatic for. So on espy, we released wrap bracelets. We relaunched them. We brought them back. I discontinued them, gosh, I don't even remember when, like maybe 2 years ago-ish. And I've just gotten nonstop requests to bring them back, and I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic about it. We have 8 new options. They either wrap around 2 times or 3 times. I've got them in front of me so I can show you. I'm currently wearing one of them with my 3mm Emma and my Elena. This is the Sierra, but I am obsessed with it. So this one obviously wraps around 3 times. I just love this so much. I thought I loved my wrap bracelets before, but I put so much more work into designing them and all the details and everything that they are just so much better than they were before. And they have the gold filled spacers now, so they won't tarnish. You don't have to worry about washing your hands with them on. They come in gold and in silver, and they're so beautiful, and I'm so proud of them. This might be the product that I am the most proud of that I've ever made, which is crazy. But I was making them, and it was like, I would make one, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite. There's no way nothing could top that. And then I would make another one, I'm like, wait. No, that one is my favorite. Nothing could top that one. And it was like that over and over and over again. So that just goes to show, like, these are like my children. I can't pick a favorite. But the Sierra is what I'm wearing today. So this one wraps 3 times, and then so does the Haley. What I really love about them that I tried to make different this time is, before it almost looked like you had 4 of the same bracelets on. They wrapped around 4 times. Now I made it so that it looks like you have 3 different bracelets, but they all are cohesive. And then the same thing with the 2 bracelets, or like the 2 wraps. They're similar and complementary, but different. And then all of these wrap around 2 times. We have 6 options that wrap around twice. And I hope that you can tell from this clip, like, they just look beautiful from every angle. I am ecstatic. I love these. I'm so proud of them. I think that you're going to love them. I think these are perfect if you want a cohesive look, but you have a hard time picturing what that looks like. If you're on the website and you want to like build a stack and you can't picture it on your own, this is perfect because you just throw one on and you have a perfect stack without any effort. And even if you do know what you like I know how to style a stack. I know what I like. I know what I want it to look like, but it still is just so nice to just throw these on with a couple of my everyday bracelets, and it's like my stack is even better, and it takes no effort at all. Anyway, that is my super exciting news for espy this month. It's just, yeah, it's my little baby, and I will have all of them linked down below in the description box if you're interested. And I always do include the discount code YTFAM if you want a little discount on them as well. All right, let's get into randomness. I don't remember when this was. It was quite a while ago now that I talked about my favorite pen, and it was that Sharpie pen. I was looking for a replacement because I couldn't find the thick ones that I really liked. And I did find a replacement. I don't know if I have mentioned these or not, but they are the Papermate Flare pens, and they definitely are amazing. So if you're looking for a good pen, you want something that writes like nice and thick, this is it. Anyway, I will link these below. I bought like a big pack of them, and I really like these. But also, in addition to this, I had a notebook that I absolutely loved, and I could not find anything similar to it. And I was so bummed about it because I had 2 of those, and then obviously as time goes on, they discontinue them. I think I got it at Target, and I couldn't find anything that I liked the same way that I liked that one. It's like all the paper was just too smooth, which sounds really weird. I didn't want anything super gritty, but I didn't want it to be too smooth. Okay, I know I'm talking to like a 0.5% of you that are like, yes, I get it, and the other 99.5% of you are like, what the heck is wrong with you? Why are you worried about what texture paper it is? Anyway, if you get it, you get it. So I found this notebook, and I have gone through the entire thing almost. I think I have like maybe 10 pages left, and I just went and I was like, please tell me that it is still in stock, and it is, and I bought another one, and I actually feel like I should buy a few more because we all know it's just gonna go out of stock and I won't be able to find it. So this notebook is amazing. It has dividers. So if you wanted to separate different things in your notebook for like classes, or if you keep a schedule and to-do list or whatever it is, you can definitely do that. So there's, I think, 5 dividers in it, but it's just a lined notebook. It's nothing crazy. The paper is nice and thick. It's not gonna rip out of your notebook or anything, which is great. I don't like when my pen bleeds through the paper so that I can't write on both sides. And anyway, I know I'm going way more into depth with this stupid notebook than anyone cares. Anyway, if you're in the market for a good notebook that your pen won't bleed through the paper, you can write on both sides, has dividers, and is like nice thicker paper, I've got you. Okay, let's move on from nerd things and talk about beauty sponges. I have had these sponges, I mean, not this specific one, obviously, but this brand and style of sponge for so long, and they just keep coming out with new options, and I don't know which ones are which. I think the original orange Real Technique sponge is the one that I really liked, and then I found a pink version of it and I liked it even more, and I think that one might have been Eco Tools. I don't know. It's been like back and forth between the 2 brands. They're like sister brands, and I just couldn't find the one that I wanted. And then they launched like 10 more, and I've bought a bunch of them, and they're all terrible. So I finally found a pack of them. I actually bought a pack of 16 of them, which I know is crazy, on Amazon, which I will link that below if you're in the market for that specific sponge, because when you find it, you have to hold on to it. So anyway, this sponge is just my holy grail sponge. It just blends my makeup so perfectly, and it's soft, but it doesn't pick up too much of your makeup, and I can't do my makeup without this. Theo's actually in that stage now where he grabs things and then walks off with them, which is why this whole saga started. He walked off with my makeup sponge, and I couldn't find it the next day when I was going to do my makeup, and I panicked and had to use this other sponge I had on hand that I hated. So I went on a mission to find a replacement because I didn't have one, and now I have 16 replacements, and they're all hidden from him so that he cannot walk off with them. But if you're in the market for a really good sponge, I think I paid, I think it was like $57, maybe 56 or something like that for 16 of them, which I know is overkill if you do not want to like hoard sponges like me, but I do go through them pretty quickly. I wash them. Obviously this one is very dirty, but this one is clean. Anyway, I wash them regularly, but I also just, the bacteria that builds up in them, I don't want that on my face, so I do replace them frequently. So yeah, here you go. I found it. It's the most amazing sponge, and I now am the proud owner of 16 of them. I am a foaming hand soap kind of girl. I don't like the liquid hand soap. I feel like it leaves residue on my hands. Anyway, we had a bunch of the foaming dispensers around our house, and for some reason I had bought a rose gold hardware one for our bathroom down here, but the bathroom has brass hardware. Anyway, everything that I saw was just not the right style for my bathroom, and I finally found one. I feel like normally if I'm at a store in person, it's always just the liquid, and if it's the foaming, it has like that really wide part on the pump dispenser. But this one I feel like looks like a liquid dispenser, but it's actually a foaming dispenser with the gold hardware. I just think it's absolutely beautiful, and it's really, really nice quality. And the one that we had before, the top of it would squeak when we would push down on it, which was so annoying. So this one does not, it doesn't, whoa. Okay, well maybe don't tip it upside down. Yeah, well, my legs are clean now. Anyway, it doesn't have the price on it, so I'm not sure how much it was. I think it was maybe around like $10, maybe $15. Speaking of soaps, I had no idea that the Dermalogica Special Cleansing Gel came in this giant bottle. I've always had the smaller bottles that you just push open the top of it. I've never had the pump bottle, and it's definitely more expensive, obviously. This is an expensive cleanser anyway, but it seriously lasts so long. You need the tiniest amount, and I noticed with other cleansers, I was flying through them because I needed more of it, and the price difference ended up not being that much anyway because I was flying through it, and this I used so little. I ran out of it and I was like, maybe I'll just use up the cleansers that I have. And I have gone through a couple of other cleansers, but I needed this back. I just feel like my skin hasn't been the same, especially like my hormones are changing with like postpartum stuff. So yeah, I wanted this back in my life, and I am so happy I found this giant bottle of it because I know it's gonna last me forever. And in comparison to buying multiple of the smaller bottles, this ends up being cheaper for the amount that you get. So if you did not know, this comes in a giant bottle. What I love about it is, one, you need a teeny tiny amount, and when you lather it on, it's just like, it leaves your skin feeling really nice and refreshed and clean without that like squeaky clean feeling. It doesn't feel like it's stripping my skin by any means. It's just reinvigorating my skin and giving me that nice refreshed feeling. Okay, I have another cleaning product. These are like very different categories of cleaning: hand soap, face wash, and now this scrubber. This thing, I thought at first, like, okay, that's kind of gimmicky, I'm not gonna use it that much, but I actually have found so many places in my home that this is amazing for. So it's almost like an electric toothbrush, only not. There's this brush head, and you can also get a brush head for grout, and it's a battery powered little scrubby guy. What I really like about this is the bristles are a little bit rougher than they would be with a toothbrush. So it is getting that like really nice clean, but it works for like your windowsills. I used it on the little insert of our fridge where the water is because it gets like all nasty in there. Behind our sink, there's like just this teeny tiny spot that it's really hard to get in there, and I'm usually there with a washcloth, like going back and forth trying to get down in there, and this really works for that. So you can either turn it on to where you hold it, and it oscillates around, which obviously, like if you don't have room to move your hand in there, it's moving anyway, so you don't need to, but it's just the best way to get those like little crevices that are really hard to clean actually clean. And like I said, they do have a grout brush head too. If you want to really scrub in your grout, that would be amazing. This setting spray from Hourglass, it's the Veil Soft Focus setting spray. I feel like I've talked about it recently, but I looked back at my favorites and I didn't see it. So I guess I haven't. I bought this back a couple of years ago when it came out, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but now I love it. I don't know if it's just because my skin has changed a little bit. I was much more greasy back then than I am now, and the spray is so fine. I actually just got a brand new one, but it's just such a fine mist that is not leaving like the super wet spots on my face. And this is expensive, but it lasted me so much longer than some of my less expensive sprays. So again, I just feel like sometimes more expensive products like this or like this cleanser, they are more expensive, but like I'm not flying through them as quickly, so it kind of makes up for it, which is crazy. This is really good. It doesn't have alcohol in it, so it doesn't dry out your skin at all. If you have dry skin or just like normal skin, I would say if you have oily skin, you probably wouldn't like this. I didn't like it as much when my skin was a bit oilier, but even now in the summer, I mean, I'm still using this through summer, which before I would never do that. My skin was way too greasy for that. And I do still get some shine and some grease on my face, but not at the rate that I was before. So anyway, if you're looking for a non-alcohol, really fine mist that just sets and melts your makeup together, this is it. This is another refill purchase that I ended up getting the bigger bottle of than I did last time. And again, it ends up being cheaper if you can buy the big bottle from the get-go. But this is the Loving Tan 2 Hour Express in the shade Dark. And I hadn't really been tanning that much. I just hadn't because I was pregnant and then I was postpartum and busy and whatever. But I have tanned a few times over the past like month or so, just with like weddings and events that we've had. And I just used this again on, I think Friday, because we had a wedding this past weekend. And I always forget how much I love this compared to some of the other products that I've used, but the color is just so beautiful and so natural. And oh, actually, you know what? I used it on Saturday and the wedding was on Saturday. I totally forgot. I usually put this on at night and then just sleep in it and rinse it off in the morning. But I decided that it was 2 Hour Express. I had forgotten to tan. And so I decided to just try it out. So I used it in the morning and then in the afternoon. So I probably put it on around like 9. And then in the afternoon, I rinsed it probably around like 2. And my tan was beautiful. I kind of thought before that like the longer you leave it on, the more it will develop and the darker it'll be, which definitely could be true, but I was really happy with the color that it gave me. So yeah, this is just, it's so easy to use. The consistency of it is really easy to rub in so that you're not streaky, and the color payoff is gorgeous. I decided to buy the Origins Plantscription anti-aging eye treatment. I was using the Origins Eye Doctor, but it was sold out. So I decided to try this one and I actually really like it. And when I was reading it, I'm like, okay, I actually probably should try this one because it's anti-aging and I'm 35. So, you know, I could use all the help that I could get with freezing time on my face. But the consistency is really nice. For some reason, I've tried, I don't know what it was. I think it might have been, a cream from this line, and I didn't like it because it was like too thick and hard to rub in. But this eye cream is not like that. It's a really, really nice consistency. I really like it. It's nice and light. So as you can see, it's just like a nice, it's almost like a gel. And it just leaves my eyes feeling really nice and moisturized, which seems like it should be really good for anti-aging. And I say this time and time again about products like this. I don't think that you can rewind time with topical products. So I don't think that all of a sudden any wrinkle that I have is going to disappear from this. No, but I do think that you can slow the process of aging and help yourself age in the most graceful way possible if you are not looking to do like external things like Botox or anything. So that's kind of the boat that I'm in at the moment. So I can use any help that I can get in not getting more wrinkles than I already have. So yeah, I've been really enjoying this. Last but not least, I've got to shout out this bronzer from Mercier. I know I talked about it in some video on here. It's the matte bronzing powder in Soleil 1. I've hit major pan on it and I just absolutely love this. It's the bronzer that I have on today. It's beautiful. It is matte and it's not warm toned. It's not cool toned. It's just that nice, like bronzy shade where you can do a little bit of contouring if you want, but you can also use it to just warm up the skin. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. This is the lightest bronzer that I own. I haven't let my face get any sun this summer whatsoever. I've always been pretty diligent about it, but this summer I've taken it to another level. And so my skin, especially my face, is like the absolute palest that my skin can get. And so this just looks a lot more flattering on my skin right now than some of my other bronzers. And then I just bronze up a little bit like on my jawline to kind of like blend the whole situation because my face is lighter than my neck is. I love this. It blends out so beautifully. It doesn't get muddy or anything like that. That was all of the randomness that I have been loving for the month of July. Let me know down below what you were loving in July. I would love to hear about it. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.